Good. My name is Wen. I am the CEO of Trustingsocial. We help banks lend to 3 billion invisible consumers. So the problem is there are 3 billion consumers in emerging markets who do not have a credit history, even though majority of them may have bank accounts. These are good consumers, and they are the middle class or upcoming middle class by 2020, and yet banks just ignore them. For example, in Vietnam, only 5% of the population have credit history. All the bank competes offer all kinds of products to 5%, and they left out 95%. Our solution is to provide 3 billion credit scores based on mobile and social data. We have a very interesting result from using Facebook data to predict credit risk in Malaysia, but I'm going to focus on telecom credit scoring for today. We partner with the biggest telecom operator in Vietnam as well as 2 leading lenders. We collect 30,000 loans and credit card accounts. We take loan performance for 6 months, and then we observe telecom mobile usage data. We train our prediction model, and we make prediction on a separate test sample that banks provide to us. What we found is that our model is 50% more accurate than the best model in the world, which is FICO score for the US market. More importantly, we help the leading consumer financing company to save up to 55% in credit loss, therefore potentially double their profit. But we won't stop here. Because right now, credit penetration in emerging markets is tiny. In China, the non-mortgage credit to GDP ratio is just 2%. Whereas in the US, the non-mortgage credit to GDP is 22%. So we have a tenfold growth lies ahead of us. So if our technology empower banks to lend to this 95%, who's going to benefit from it? Of course, consumers are going to get the most surplus, but also banks, then the network operators. And by network operators, I mean telecom operators, big retailers, and social network operators. And for our potential investors, this is our share, Trustingsocial share, which is a crumb of $1 trillion opportunity. We use the most advanced technology to solve the hardest problem in credit scoring. We built a deep learning technology for credit scoring that enables us to detect consumer profiles, behavioral patterns, from 1 trillion of records that telecom operators provide us. We also developed a credit graph computing technology that allows us to detect social linkage, which infer credit worthiness at different scales, from bank scale, from a national scale, and international scale. We care a lot about consumer privacy, so we invented a zero-knowledge data sharing protocol. So all the information transfer between banks and telecom operators and us are anonymized. So telecom operators transfer usage data to us, but we don't know who a particular consumer is, and same goes with bank data. Our business model is very simple. We charge per credit scoring requests from banks if they generate leads. But we can also help banks to mine telecom data marketing on behalf of the banks, and then have a cut from the successful leads. We are working with Viettel, which has 50 million customers in Vietnam. We are in negotiation with 3 other telcos in Vietnam and outside Vietnam. We are working with the biggest consumer financing in Vietnam, as well as the top 5 bank. We have a very technical team. My CTO is a PhD in computer science, worked for Stanford Research Institute, and worked on a number of high-profile DARPA projects. For those who don't know DARPA, they invented internet, as well as a lot of interesting technologies. We also have one of the best mathematicians in the world in discrete math field, which is who is building the technology behind AI. This is what we call the Moore's law of credit scoring. FICO takes 50 years to cover majority of the adults in the US. We plan to do that in 2 years. Because we rely on the existing infrastructure of telcos, and we rely on the big data technology that dramatically reduce the cost of storing and analyzing data. So the revolution has just begun. This is our first version of credit scoring 2.0. We're going to combine multiple data sources, from social data to user-generated data. So we are raising a bridge round to streamline our product deployment because we are in innovation with several telcos, and we want to do it very fast. We're also looking for new partnerships with banks and telecom operators who want to lend to 95% of the invisible consumers. Thank you.